play around when now's the time to cross the line. Show me what's inside that soul, I'll let you feel mine. Come on, let's let our mind and bodies intertwine. Come on over if you wanna have a good time. We won't play around when now's the time to cross the line. Show me what's inside that soul, I'll let you feel mine. Come on, let's let our mind and bodies intertwine.
Wanna hold me like you used to, but I keep saying we're done. Guess this meant more to you than I thought. I needed you just for fun. Ooh, I kinda like it, this game you play of catch and release. Ooh, I wanna try it, to let you come on closer to me. So I say, my mama told me not to lie to you, but I think that I'm hopeless. My mama told me to play nice with you, but I just can't seem to focus. You try to tell me that you need me, but that just feels like a place. You think you like me, but the real me ain't someone you'd wanna chase. Ooh, I kinda like it, this game you play of catch and release. Ooh, I wanna try it, to let you come on closer to me. So I say, my mama told me not to lie to you, but I think that I'm hopeless. My mama told me to play nice with you.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Commonwealth Esports Championships. My name is Iferia and I am here with Munts and I am so excited for this today, mate. Holy, I can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be sick. we've kind of been leading up to this a bit. I don't know if you've been looking at Twitter. There's been announcements all over the place. Teams, talent, the Commonwealth Esports Championships themselves, again, associated with the Commonwealth Games for the first time ever, which is kind of cool. And after this, we're not going to see it again for another 4 years. So I think we got to make the most of it, Hyperia.
Absolutely. Like, it's since you only have that one opportunity in such a long time, and going through those qualifiers, showing up to Birmingham, and being able to participate in general, it will be a grand experience that you need to put to heart. And for the players as well, right? They're going to have an entirely new LAN environment, and they need to get used to that quick.
Absolutely. Like, this is on LAN in Birmingham. I actually think the group stage is in Nottingham, about an hour away. But this is to get the opportunity to play in the gold medal and bronze medal matches in Birmingham, on the stage, in the studio. Like, it's a big thing for these players. And a lot of them won't have experienced anything like this, especially if you're looking at, like, the women's side of things, which obviously underrepresented in the LAN environment for Rocket League, especially at the moment. But a lot of the players in the open division as well, they won't have set foot on a stage. They won't have set foot even in a studio for a no crowd LAN. So for some of these, it could be the biggest moment in their competitive career. And I would say a lot of them, it definitely is the biggest moment in their competitive career. And we got some banging teams to watch. Up first will be Wales versus England. I gotta say, for me, maybe my personal 1 and 2 seed for the entire tournament, and they're meeting in the group stage really early on.
Oh yeah, England and Wales, both of those are such a prominent force. Kind of the same with the men's, but in women's, because it's already such an underrepresented scene, as you mentioned, it's going to be even tougher to get a team together. And for some reason, there's just more English Rocket League players. We have a Crimson, we have a Takara, both so incredibly experienced in competitive Rocket League, continuously participating. Alanis, perhaps not as much, but I can guarantee you that Crimson and Takara aren't just going to take anybody. They're going to take top-notch to compete and destroy anyone on their path.
Absolutely, and the women's to follow later on, but first, it will be the open division that will be opening with, not ironically, I guess, yeah, we're opening with the open division, which will be England again versus Wales. England, of course, Hibbs, Ixo, and Cash, coached by, I guess, coaching legend at this point, Gregan, with a lot of success throughout the years. They'll be going up against Wales, Breezy, Foxy, and Tadpole. I gotta say, currently, as it stands for me, I know we're on the EsportsWales channel, but I gotta say, Wales gonna have their backs to the ropes for much of this, and I do think they're gonna have to look for a lot of counter-attacking opportunities, because this England team is a high-flying, mechanical monster, and I do think there's gonna be opportunity in behind, but goodness, you gotta hold off some prominent offense.
It's insane. You start looking at the roster, it starts with Hibbs. It's like, all right, yeah, they did decent with 0-0 Nation, and then you get to Ixo, okay, that's Luminous. See, you get to Cash on Misfits. So it's just a superstar team, and that's something that England hasn't really seen throughout any other sort of competition, and perhaps they're finding themselves now. So while I also think they just assemble this super team to try and easily take this, it is also kind of that tryout, see whether they want to stick together. So you can bet that they're taking this as seriously as they can, especially against Wales, where you're always going to have that region bias.
Absolutely. Look, England definitely taking this incredibly seriously. My understanding is they've been boot camping in the week leading up to this and scrimming for the weeks leading up to that. So definitely a team to be feared. But Wales, hopefully not too much fear in their hearts at the moment, because they have plenty of pedigree themselves. Tadpole has been around this scene, it feels like, the entirety of it. I think 2017 he was around, 2018 with Triple Trouble. This guy has been through it all and has actually just announced his retirement and, in fact, entering the management industry part, or the management side of the industry, which is really cool to see over at Williams Resolve. But look, I think I'm getting the information. We're just about ready to get started.
Ooh, okay.
Sounds good to me. But look, the Wales side. Look, we will finish that off as we enter game number 1 of this group stage matchup. Wales, Tadpole sitting there. We've got Breezy, who's been absolutely killing it for 0-0 Nation alongside Hibbs. And actually, that is indeed just a lobby check, ladies and gentlemen. Do not freak out. That wasn't gameplay that we're going to expect. Just players upside down. But Breezy with 0-0 Nation alongside Hibs. That's going to be a cool matchup to watch. They've been playing alongside each other for so long, and now they're going head to head. And then topping it off is Foxy, who's compared to the other two, kind of relatively new. It's been around for a couple years now, but not quite really made that push to the top of that kind of RLCS level, if you will. So definitely one to watch. A little bit of an unknown for me, but I'm really excited to see how he performs on this kind of stage.
Yeah, he's been more on the up and up with the bubble scene, taking tournaments here and there. I mean, literally, all of his most recent tournaments were all wins. It's just that he doesn't really play that competitively anymore, and he doesn't play as much and participate in those tournaments to really show himself up. And I feel like that will be the strength of Wales, right? And it might sound weird. Yeah, they are getting strength because they don't play as much, but that also directly means that there is less pressure on the line, and that's how they can catch England off guard. We know Akash can be very upset when something doesn't go his way. We know Ixo can also go off the deep end if, you know, he gets messed about a little bit. So you really need to be mentally strong for against England.
And I think with the experience of the Welsh side, they can absolutely take that mental prominence, if you will. And I was saying, like, once you've withstood the offensive barrage that you know is going to come at you, I guess a lot of it is going to be focused on your backboard, which can be so disconcerting as a defender. But if you can withstand that, push out, and get some cheesy, garbage counter-attacking goal that's just bundled over the line, you will see these players, these highly mechanical players, start to crumble. Not start to crumble. They've experienced it before, but at least it'll start getting in their head, like, we're working so hard to score or to get our opportunities. We're going for double taps, flip resets, ceiling shots, ground pinches, and we're not able to score. And then they've just scored this weird 50-50 on our goal line. Like, what's that about? If they can manage to do that, there's definitely a chance. But look, with a player like Breezy, you've got the mechanical ability to make offense of your own. I do think those opportunities are going to be a little bit limited, though. So we'll see if they can build around the Breezy counterattack. That's definitely what I'm going to be looking at.
Oh, absolutely. And in terms of that counter-attacking style, you know what to expect out of England. They are going to go heavy on the mechanics, and that uses a lot of boost. And I feel like Breezy indeed is there for that counter-punch, go down the other end. Hibs, however, on 0-0 Nation, his previous RLCS team, I've always thought of him as incredibly defensive. And just in general, you just could not get past 0-0 Nation. And this is Team England. They're ready for it. They're incredibly prepared. Cash in the middle, left is Ixo, and then all the way on the right. Leaves the last one out, and that's Hibs.
Good to see them in there. I thought for a moment that was Orb behind them. Definitely is not, however. But look, it's really cool to see them here. This isn't the main stage or anything like that. This is the studio, the mini studio in Nottingham, a little bit out of town of Birmingham. They are again playing to make that main stage up in Birmingham. And again, I said it immediately, your backboard under threat. It's going to be an offensive barrage. And early on, it was Cash looking for the double tap. Another double tap attempt. Breezy with the defensive save off the line. And we will see Tadpole looking to counter. We talked about it, that this would be the key, right? Wales holding it down and looking for a quick counter attack.
It's Cash now. He's going to launch another offensive, goes underneath the Breezy. He still has a flip to boot, but Ixo got a bit jumpy there and decided to go right alongside him. Hibs with a clear away, right back into the center. And it seems like England are double committing a fair bit, which is something you don't really expect for a team that's been boot camping for so long. But it is only game number one. It can simmer down.
Well, just staying in that corner, in the Welsh defensive corner, and it's Ixo looking for that angle. It's not to be. Looks like the double taps are going to be the focus for the English offense. And again, the counter. The quick passing play in transition ends in a shot and an opportunity. Tadpole denied early on by the woodwork. But Wales have an opportunity to put a little bit of pressure on to just starve the defense of England. But Ixo doing so well to get out of his own corner.
And that shows volumes for the England defense. That is so important. We called that out as their most weak part of the game and the most questionable part At least in the first attack, they've shown that they are able to fend it off to the sides, but now it's Wales' time to muster up more attacks, slowly get that going. It's not as if they're completely out of this and they're playing from a complete deficit in terms of skill. Absolutely not. They're entirely in this, and a big part of that is going to be the confidence, which they seem to be slowly but surely gathering.
Foxy now looking to slow play. Look at a bomb. Oh, for a second. I thought the opportunity was there, but it is shut down. It's up to Tadpole now in the corner. Not being able to get that past Cash, who looks for the dunk on the goal line. He's denied, and the clear comes out for Wales.
Clear there into the midfield. But honestly, I think this is very fair right now.
Yeah, for sure. I think stylistically we're seeing those differences that we pointed out before the matchup, but I think both teams are executing them really well. Like, both teams have had opportunities utilizing each of their own styles, and both teams able to defend the other team's style. So it's going to be, I think, who switches it up, and then who switches it up in the best way. Because right now, neither team, as we cross halftime, able to break through the defense of their opponents, and it doesn't seem like that's going to change. Although, an open net opportunity here, and it's England with the counter-attack. Wales leaving that net wide open at the back.
And a grand celebration there as well. All of them just sitting silent. I feel like when you get a counter-attack like that, we were kind of expecting Wales to get it, but now that England have got it, they are slowly but surely settling into the series, and that's going to be a very scary sight for Wales. They quickly need to reply.
They absolutely do. Getting a good look at the boys as we enter the next period of play. My goodness. Big save from Breezy, just steering that one onto the crossbar. Wales got to be careful here. They can't afford a second goal to go in against them, but that's unfortunately exactly what they get. England slamming that one in.
It's always a case in Rocket League. As soon as the dominant team, or the team that is thought to be dominant at the very start, starts accumulating those goals, you start weakening your own defense, you start overcommitting, and in general, you start to try and adapt, even though what was working, or at least what was keeping you at a 0-0, was close to being pulled off. And as soon as you adapt that, you get messy rotations, and you quickly need to get back into the swing of things.
Really damaging those 2 goals in quick succession. And now Wales looking for that response. Speculated for Foxy. A little bit awkward. He's done well to get under Cash, though. Now Tadpole trying to take this out. Will look for the play over the top. Beats one. It is a bit awkward for Ixo, but he's able to turn on it despite not having any boost in the tank. Right now, Cash was about to look for the angle off the corner, but gets removed from the play. Tadpole, the one removing. And here, Foxy with a chance to go over the top. Won't get back to it. He's been bumped off the ball. The play out to that corner. Not able to come in field. And actually, Wales got to be careful. Another counter-attack. Begging. Gone begging now for England. Wales looking to mount more offense of their own, but they just cannot seem to get that ball in field. They make it all the way to the offensive corner, and then there's just nothing doing. It gets cleared back out every time they try to get a central, and just as I'm a little bit critical of their offensive play, they shut me up and put one into the back of the net.
There we go. Wales are responding, and this is, with 30 seconds, the key to success for them right now. If they can start compounding, they're still confident, they're still maintaining, and the experience is certainly something that's grand on the side of Wales, so I don't think they're going to have any trouble of staying calm, but oh my goodness, that is a bit of a throw.
Yeah, that one hurts, and you can see again, the boys go mild at the thought of that goal, the 2-goal cushion now that they've secured for themselves coming into this last 30-odd seconds. So, Wales have got a bit of a mountain to climb here in game number 1. Of course, this is a best of 5, so they've got a game or so to get things started, but I mean, once you've lost that game, it's easy to say, you know, you're settling in game, it's just warming up, but as soon as you've lost it, you're on the verge of going down 2-0 and having to prevent a 4th goal going in right now, let alone push forward and look for their own second. But they've got a chance, but there's no one turning on it. Seconds counting down, only 6 remaining, and with that demolition, England will just about secure it. The ball will hit the ground or go through one of the nets, but it will be England taking game number 1.
That is not necessarily the biggest surprise, but it was a very close game, and we can take a lot out of it. Wales looked very competitive. The first look that we got at this particular team on both ends, I don't think either of them have fully come to fruition. There's still room to grow, and I also think that's a tough part because standing behind them is Tedda instead of their regular coach on the side of England, at least, Gregan. So you're always going to have that switch up, but you really need somebody to connect well with how you view at the game as well in Rocket League. So as soon as they get that going, Wales might be out of it, but honestly, they look so solid right now.
Yeah, look, I think if Wales can just limit the backboard touches of England a little bit more. Look, it's a really difficult thing to say. I've been saying it. I said it all season long for Williams Resolve. Every time they went up against Misfits, keep Cash off the backboard. But you just kind of can't. But if they somehow can, they might be able to just dismantle the English offense, because a lot of it does seem to be predicated on that early touch to the backboard and then a second touch to follow, whether it be a pass, whether it be a touchdown at net, forcing a save, or even just, making it awkward for the defense. Again, Ixo going early to the backboard, and again, it's awkward for Tadpole. He can't get back to it. Cash is able to follow up, and now Breezy in a 2v1 situation. Foxy's there as well, but he's completely irrelevant, and England basically just pass around the Welsh defense as if it wasn't there and put it in for their opening goal.
The compounding pressure that they were able to set up. The Wales crumble underneath it. It's an early goal. Wales, they are on the back foot again here. Have not been able to muster up a lead just yet, but a decent 50 yet again by Foxy to keep Cash away from his net. No demo there on the Ixo. He gets away from it. Breezy, decent 50, but it's into the center, and Hibbs reaching it first means Foxy has to go up early, but it's over the top. Double tap right into the back of the net. That is what you can expect out of England.
Double taps, double taps, double taps. At risk of repeating myself, double taps, Hypheria.
What are double taps?
That's when you tap the ball twice, with a brief intermission of the ball hitting another surface. Watch Eeks. Oh no, he doesn't have enough boost to go for it here. He missed the mid and going up. So if he got that mid boost, we could assume he was gonna go for it. Yet another. Breezy with an opportunity off the sidewall. Maybe a triple. It's down to Foxy. Oh, not enough power on the shot. Cash able to deny, and here comes Hibbs with the flip reset. Doesn't get back to it in time. Tadpole with the big defensive play, denying England their third goal in what would have been the opening 90 seconds, and a very tough hill to climb. But they keep themselves in it for now. A huge clear. It is on target, but Ixo home to take care of it.
Oh, wow, what an interception there. The connection, not quite. The Tadpole soaring through the sky underneath. Doesn't get the second touch underneath of Cash as well. Now as Cash just turned to counter-attack, doesn't hit the wave flash, and that messes up his car grandly. So getting bumped up in the process. Everybody getting bumped up, and nobody there to take the shot. Hibbs, he will extend the lead just a little bit and make sure that they stay out of harm's way. Double commit, and that is the entire offense of Wales down the drain.
Absolutely no boost in the tank now. They're both slow to recover. Tadpole the only one back, but does manage to cut it out in midfield, which is a huge moment for his team. They're able to get back and recoup and regain some boost, but immediately on defense again, Foxy forced to save as Ixo looked for the top corner. But I got to say, Breezy's going to be disappointed. He had a wide open opportunity. The defender in goal had been removed, bumped to the back of the net. Never mind, he might make up for it. He gets taken out, but he just missed the ball. Didn't even make contact, just flipped past it. And that might have been in the back of his mind as he went up for that last attack. But hopefully he's able to move on and recover quickly, because Wales need a quick recovery. That clearance might give them the opportunity. Tadpole can't get back to it. Oh my goodness, yes he can! Finds a double tap from an insane angle. Two defenders there, but it does not matter.
Well, I can already see the look on his face. He's thinking about getting out of retirement already. Look at that shot. We can do that. Why retire? My goodness, that was brilliant. And it puts them right back into the game. And a pop-off play like that is exactly what Wales need right now. Foxy right next up. Hibbs there for the challenge on 25 boosts remaining. He's going to have to connect there, but he actually pushes up field. Allows Wills to have some space and muster up an attack. Foxy with a shot. It's slow, but now into the back of the net by the man again. Tadpole to score.
Tadpole starting to find some form here in game number 2. Again, just a reminder, it is a best of 5. So after losing that first game, this is the best time to find your shooting form. Wales roaring back into it. 2 minutes remaining. Scores all level at 2-2.
To the center, Breezy. Can Wales actually do this? It seems like they are trying to prove that they can. 2-all, 1 minute 40 remaining. And overtime, perhaps, but you can see how much Wales adapted and how they managed to slow themselves down in terms of getting into the bin and going into that downward spiral. Off to the backboard, decent touch, but it's only wide and not a favourable bounce for Cash.
Breezy looking to get the 50 with Ixo. Does find a touch. Foxy now with a little bit of time and space off the ceiling. Beats Cash, but Tadpole removed from the play before he can get involved, which means it's going to be up to Breezy off the ceiling. Does a lot of work with the boost he had and able to just delay the Ixo attack for now, who's in turn bumped off the ball. Cash looking for a double, gets bumped off that as well. Physicality coming through in spades right now for the Wales defense, and I gotta say, it's the right move. If you can't get contact with the ball, take the player out who's going after it. And right now, it's looking difficult for England to get consecutive touches because they just keep getting bumped.
To the center, Ixo still being annoyed. A little mosquito swarming around him. Ixo, this is another 50 right back into the center. Breezy able to get it through the steadfast body of Hip, but another opportunity on the horizon. Foxy just punted up high. Tadpole unfortunately had something else in mind. Cash, enough boost to clear it away and perhaps even a counter attack because the midfield was taken out, but this is a decent touch. Ixo mislip and that leaves the net open for Foxy.
Goodness gracious me, Hypheria. This is a big miss from Ixo, just pre-flipping past the ball and leaving Foxy wide open at the near post. And with 20 seconds remaining, Wales take their first lead in a game in this series so far and put England on the back foot. Put England on the back foot off the kickoff as well. Never mind. It's England with the counter. Quick transition in the pass, but it is denied. Demo's raining down. 8 seconds left and England nowhere near the ball. Foxy keeps it high, but maybe should have killed it towards his own corner. England with maybe a last shot. The ball not down just yet. Foxy with the big clear. Cash looking to catch. Never mind. Hibbs calls him off it. Flick high. Can't go after it again. Ixo just keeping it alive. That ball gonna hit the ground here. Wales take game number 2 and level up the series.
Yes, they are here to play. For anybody that thought England would dominate this entirely, absolutely not. Look at Wales here to compete. They want to be that number 1 seed coming out of the group. They are looking so solid to actually do so right now. And especially due to there were a few mistakes, and that's also always the problem on a team like England. If you have so many mechanics, you need to be able to use them every single time and be consistent with them. We didn't see that same consistency, and Wales was able to slimmer through those cracks like an eel.
Look, I do want to give some credit to Wales as well. I think that they are at the heart of the inconsistency arising for the English side. As we mentioned towards the end there, the bumps coming in, aerial bumps as well. So Cash would look for those double taps that have been so effective all series long, or all throughout the last 2 games, and they just get bumped off the ball. He beat the player initially, but he couldn't get back to it because he was just getting eliminated. And then there'd be a demo on the ground so no one can get up to it, and Wales able to clear down the other end, able to set up their own pressure, and as we saw, able to find their own offense, which was effective enough to score 3 times. So huge stuff for Wales. A great comeback. Let's not forget that they were 2-0 down in the opening 90 seconds or so. Managed to come 3-goal swing up the other way. Just huge moment for Wales, and they're going to look to close out or look to set themselves on match point with a win here in game number 3.
Goes out to the side. They don't even need a strong start anymore. That already has been disproven by the previous game, as you mentioned, the comeback. So even if they have a bad start, they're still entirely in this. And Foxy, he's only getting more confidence. Been so solid with those ground flicks. This time he won't get the better of Ixo in that 1v1, which is always very hard to do. Very proficient 1v1 player. Cash can't get a connection with Tadpole. Foxy will go down the other end, but the flip reset gone awry, and that leaves an opening for Ixo. Not getting it great enough because Breezy, he's very quick at cementing walls.
Breezy just slamming that door shut, but for now, Ixo looking to pry it open. Actually, had an angle at net, might have been far post and out, but a little bit too soft to cause any issues. Not sure he was even intending the shot, but Cash, a player that will be looking to make a run at net. Denied for now. Ixo with the shot. Oh, the bump from Cash. Not quite enough to keep the defender away from it. And Foxy chasing the 50 here. Does get it against Hibbs. Tadpole a little too far away to win that cleanly. But will keep the pressure on. And will keep pushing forward alongside his Welsh teammates.
Cash getting challenged, and it seems like nothing is going in his favor right now. As soon as he actually connects with the bump that he was trying to go for, he saves the shot himself. Tadpole losing control of the ball. Doesn't go for that last touch, and I feel like that's the experience coming through, knowing when to back out, knowing when it's better to just go back. Cash with another bump and a brilliant passing play, not quite connecting for England, and interrupted by Tadpole thereafter. Into the midfield, 50, into the pocket of Ixo. High, but Breezy is there to try and challenge Ixo. He's done all he can at demo and clearing one, but it won't be enough to create an opening.
Foxy trying to sneak that under Hibbs, but it's Hibbs pushing it over the top of him. And Hibbs finding the bottom corner. I guess it was the top shelf with a bit of help from the bottom corner. Weird little finish there, just pinching it off the post and in. Oh, Breezy's so close to a second save in that exact position, but can't make good on the second attempt. And it will be England once again, for the third time this series, taking the first goal.
It's just better from behind, it seems like. Foxy. This time shut down early, and they're getting aggressive right now on the start of England. Challenging early, going for those aggressive plays in terms of demos as well. And it's working for them as of this moment, but that's also because Wales are not replying with their own aggression. They are just accepting the fact that they're getting demoed. Great 50 by Hibbs, and then a silly little challenge by Cash and Ixo going in tandem. Foxy still bombing on the play. Foxy, there's the aggression I was talking about. Perhaps a fake into the mix, but faking is not going to work here.
Not. Cash taking it around, gets another touch somehow. Just will not leave that ball alone. I think he called someone a mosquito earlier, and Cash definitely just personifying that. Right now, I gotta say, the switch to Dominus, it's been a little while. Cash, and I feel like an OG Dominus user, but switched it up lately and maybe feeling it yet again. The longer hitbox, the philosophy, you know, it's more of a lifestyle than anything else is the Dominus, and I gotta say, it's a bad lifestyle, but Cash seems to fit it. And the defense coming out. Maybe the longer hitbox just helping out England a little bit here. And again, it's Cash coming in with the save. That ball spent, it felt like a minute on the line, over the line, but not quite in the back of the net. England survive for now, and Wales need a counterattack. Surely they get it here. Foxy somehow just finds a goal after a challenge, and it's 1-1.
Oh my goodness, Wales had been robbed, but they were able to reclaim possession. That was ridiculous. I mean, it's great for you because it skipped over the entire lifestyle of Dominus that I was very intrigued of.
Yeah.
But they've tied it up, and we'll get to that afterwards because I'm very intrigued. There's a lifestyle again, and sometimes it does have a little bit of flair, doesn't it?
Well, I think that is like the lifestyle, right? It's all about the flair. No rotations. No thinking, just flair.
Glam.
Just glam. Yep, back to you.
2-1. Cash, and here he goes again. Get that flair. Flip reset. Starts with an F as well, and that also means Foxy is up next in the defense. Hibbs on the backboard. Foxy's there to deny. Off to the side. Left flank being under closer inspection. Ixo now with a free opportunity. Tadpole dives down, but he won't be in position for Hibbs with the second punch, and the right hook will connect.
Yeah, that first shot, maybe even, I think it might have even been a second shot, forcing the save from Tadpole. Just really awkward. It was up high. He could only get the touch out into the box, and unfortunately, no third defender there after that barrage of shots for England, and they will set themselves up with the 2-goal buffer yet again. A point that Wales has come back from, but maybe not just straight up in the last minute of the game. But Foxy looking to find something. Tadpole won't get to it. And here come England looking to kill some time, or maybe find a fourth goal.
To the center, they have to get on the counter attack, make England overcommit. But I feel like England are also experienced enough to just not do that. It's as simple as that for them, and this is where that Flare lifestyle needs to go down the drain quickly. Don't try and be flashy anymore. Play consistent. Don't try and go for ridiculous shots that utilize all your boost. And if you do, make sure that both of your teammates are staying back, and I feel like they've done that long enough. The ball has been hanging in the midfield, and he's already jumping from the top ropes. I think they know it's over.
Yeah, at this point, all but an impossibility, and yeah, okay, it's an impossibility right now. Ixo with the 4th goal, 6 seconds remaining, so it will be Wales going down in the series. To this point, okay, well, I just need to back up so I don't scare anyone here. I realize my phrasing wasn't the best. Going down 2-1, but again, England sitting on match point. It is a best of 5, so first to 3. Wales with a couple games now that they need to win consecutively. It's going to be a difficult task for any team against this England side. Again, it's a bit of a super team. Cash, Hibbs, and Ixo, so it's going to be tough for Wales, but they have shown. I think in Game 1 as well, they showed that their playstyle was working, and then in Game 3, they showed that it was a winning playstyle as well. So if they can just find a little bit of a tweak here, and get back up into the ascendancy, start winning the game again, I think they can absolutely make a comeback here.
I mean, if you start winning the game, absolutely you can make a comeback. But I love what Team England are doing. They've had the entire break just Ted talking to them, having a bit of a monologue, saying, okay, it's calm, you need to do this, this, and that, saw some hand movements, and they were all staying focused, ready for that next game to try and not give up this lead. It's 2-1. They just need that one more to overcome their biggest challenge, I'd say, in groups and in general this entire tournament. And that is odd 50-50. That still goes to the backboard, and Ixo there to place it yet again.
Cash, that Dominus lifestyle, slamming into the back board. Hibbs now won't get the flip reset, so just going to have to look for a 50-50 win. Ixo coming in to aid, but they both lose out. Foxy the one pushing forward, but he's shut down in midfield. Tadpole avoiding the touch, the physicality from Cash. Looks to pop it over the top. Ixo's made it awkward for Wales briefly, but Foxy looks to take charge. It's a big double commit. Tadpole needs to go for this ball, but wants to leave the boost for his teammate, so he couldn't get the clean run at it. But he's done pretty well. Should have a 50-50 down to Foxy, who pops it up. Breezy needs to get the win on Ixo. Wales in a precarious position here. Cash with all the time in the world, and the goal at his mercy. But Tadpole, no mercy given. The big save coming in, forcing a secondary attack if England want to score.
I think he had 0 boost there. It was literally pick and choose wherever Cash wanted, but they have another opportunity. Hibbs denied. Ball taken right in front of him. Ixo ceiling pinch to try and continue the air dribble, but now it's Cash up next. Hibbs still in the center, and Ixo will be rotating back, so they do have a bit of space, and this is exactly why, because Ixo is back and he'll be able to sweep it out through the side, and that entire defense already, or the entire attack for Wales, swept under the rug, and there's no worry about it anymore on the side of England.
Hibbs going to look for the infield. Ixo didn't quite read it quick enough. Wales did. The double tap into the mid. Not quite. Falling at the feet of Foxy, but he ups for the demo. Shut down by Hibbs is Tadpole. Here come England yet again, looking to open that scoring, but Wales to this point denying and having some opportunities of their own. One may be coming here. It's up to that corner, but Ixo going to get a clean beat. Not much boost in the tank, so he's just trying to get it past the next defender, but unable to do that. Right now, it feels very even, Hypheria. Back and forth, neither team able to really set up shop down the other end. Foxy denied at the last of the top shelf, but the follow-up from Tadpole from absolutely nowhere. It's just a laser into the top corner.
A double commit by England, and that puts their entire defense on their backs. And Tadpole, yet again there. Such an important factor for Wales right now. This is where they need to keep it in. Not a kickoff goal. That would be detrimental to them. Cash into the center. No passing options anymore. And just in general in England, they have gone for some passing plays, which I absolutely love, but they've all been so telegraphed. They know when they're coming on the side of Wales. It's not that quick infield and then a ripper on target. It's a pretty slow or a pretty extended infield, and then all of a sudden, yeah, you're going to get blocked.
And I do think, again, we can give a little bit of credit to Wales because they've made it very difficult for England to keep going with that backboard-oriented play style. And so England are going, okay, we've got to switch things up. What do we do? I guess there's I think, what do they call it? An infield pass? Let's try that. And again, they've just become so accustomed to just pounding that backboard. Instead, when the passes do come in, they're absolutely telegraphed. Foxy here, launching a counter-attack, and oh goodness, Tadpole almost finding a second rocket, but he's denied by that woodwork.
EXO misses the touch, and that puts Cash on his back foot and needs to accelerate into the sky. Manages to reach the ball, but now it's up next. Actually get that ball out of defense. Hibbs, he wants to wreak havoc on Tadpole, but he manages to sidestep out of the way and actually go down the other end. 50 going down low, still into the box. Foxy drops it in, but it's Hibbs taking it out of the bottom right pocket of the goal. Crazy still into the midfield, but nobody there is back up, and this is England's turn. Cash sets his sails. It's Tadpole, drops it down instead.
Big 50 there from EXO, keeping that in a dangerous spot. Tadpole's had to use a lot of boost and actually won't be able to get back for a while. He gets bumped off it. There is a double commit from Wales, but they crucially make good contact with that ball, giving them time to recover. EXO going to need some time to recover himself here if he wants to get that off. And I don't know, Wales looking to come forward on offense yet again.
They're going a right pass, and that puts them in the defense. Cash with a very awkward takeoff, and they're getting a bit panicky in defense right now, and honestly, fairly so. It's 40 seconds. They're still down by one goal, and Foxy, that's an insane touch. Turns it around, rams it in.
That's a great turn. The little catch, the spin, a little power slide, and then just prodding it into that back corner. No need to put anything extra on it. Just make sure of that. Make sure of the 2-goal lead, and see if you can make sure of this game number 4.
Game number 4, and I don't think that another one to that tally is too far out of sight. Foxy was breakdancing with the ball, and Cash instantly denied as soon as he tries to set his sail for the backboard. They've just not been working out right now. Everything that they've done has been stopped by Wales. They've been so solid in that defensive end, and it's just 20 seconds for their path towards a game 5. Hibbs, that's not the touch that he was looking for.
Tadpole. Oh, I needed to make a touch in the corner, but luckily defender there to take care of it. And Tadpole up, but able to take advantage of the space in behind as England push for the 2 goals needed. But as that clock hits 0 and the ball hits the ground, I have to hesitate a few times there. But once that ball hits the ground, we do find ourselves into game 5 at 2-2. 2 games apiece. I gotta say, hugely impressed with the defiance showed by Wales after not only going behind in games and making comebacks, but here in the series making comebacks and forcing a decider.
It is insane right now by Wales. They're refusing to give up. They are fighting till the very and bitter end, perhaps. I mean, it's going to be bitter either way. It's just a question of which team is going to bite into it. Crazy. Running interference, but that actually baits in his teammate due to the 50, and it's Cash to punt it through.
Again, Wales gonna have to come from behind, but unlike previous chances and outcomes, there's not a second chance. There's no way to just write this one off and say, GG, let's go next on the next game, and we'll come back in the end of the series. They have to come from behind now, and they have to win, and they have to stop Cash going for these aerial plays. Foxy able to do that, avoiding a bump as well. Right now, Wales under a little bit more pressure than they'd like after conceding the opening goal. Yet to latch onto that ball and really make something happen. Maybe the pass to Tadpole, the start of that. It is Breezy looking for that top corner. He forces the save attempt out of EXO, who had to go up and cover the top corner. And indeed, it is his teammate that will profit from it. Tadpole, would you believe? Oh no, it was Foxy there to make sure of it.
That is so smart to get it onto the backboard. If it would have been a shot, it would have been way too slow, and EXO would have been able to get to it and to put it in a place where you fake out as if it's going in, but it actually is off target and it's going to bounce back into the center. Incredible. Tadpole off to the backboard again, and that's all within the first minute. This is kind of the innovation that we were talking about at the very start that we wanted to see. The adaptability is great, but there won't be an adapting here as Cash. He just guillotines it too hard. Well, back into EXO.
And much like the goal of Wales, England taking advantage of the fact that Breezy just has to respect Cash here and has to assume that Cash is hitting the target. There's no way you can predict anything like that miss. And as such, it's an easy tap in for the second offensive player in. And as such, it's an easy second goal and a lead-taking goal for England. Wales, yet again, coming from behind or looking to do so here as we... oh, goodness, I was about to say as we approach half-time, but we're barely a minute in, Hyperia.
It's wild, mate. It's so wild because every single other game has been so incredibly slow, also in terms of scoring early on. It was perhaps, yeah, the early leads by England is the most goals that have been scored at the start, but because it's a response now by Wales, it seems so much longer. Perhaps they feel like that as well. It has been 5 games already. Tadpole faking it out, leaving it for Breezy, who comes with the uppercut.
Absolutely love that. Wales just will not go away. England can score. England can take the lead. They can even take a lead in the series. But Wales coming back, refusing to go down without a fight. And again, it feels like we should be approaching halftime, but we're not. It's just 90 seconds gone. And right now, Wales looking to take their first lead of this game number 5, trying to find themselves in the driver's seat to take the win in this group stage and really make themselves a favorite in the tournament. Because as I said before the match, that I do believe that this is seed number 2. Number 1 and 2, rather, between these two teams. And this could well be the grand final. And I got to say, whoever comes out on top here is going to have a psychological advantage, but it's rough when you're conceding goals like that.
It doesn't feel like the first mistake of this game 5. You know, they have had those before where Tadpole jumped in early, and again, it could be the nerves playing for Wales.
Absolutely.
You're in a game 5 where you might not have been expecting to get to, and all of a sudden you start focusing on your touches. You start being hyperactive in terms of where you actually need to be. Look at Foxy. I mean, he's called him off, but they're in a pretty terrible position after it because Breezy still hasn't been able to pick up boost. Goes for the midfield. Cash is able to accumulate pressure, and now Tadpole with a clear away, but he's got Zilch in the tank. He's running on fumes. They can't do anything, and it's just England playing their own game. Finally, they get a big sigh of relief.
Big demo and Cash as well. There's a bit of space for the shot, and Breezy just gobbles up the space and slams in the equalizer.
That is a beautiful passing play by Wales, and Breezy threading the needle. You can see how close his former teammate was. Hibbs, he'll let that one in for show, or the shot was just too great. 3-3.
3-3 yet again. Wales, the only thing left to them in this game is to take a lead, and I hate to say it, chat, but they've got to do that if they want to win the game. You can't just keep coming from behind. Got to take that lead at some point, whether now or in overtime or whatever. It feels like we're destined for a 6-6 overtime at this point, and then it'll probably go for 7 minutes or something before we find a winner. But Wales keeping themselves in it, keeping themselves level. There's not a lot of time elapsing between the go-ahead goal and the equalizer. A little bit shifty here, though, as they look to play it out. They're going to have to defend the shot from Cash. It is a double commit, and then a commit heavy from England on offense, which is going to put them in a 2v1 at the back. Tadpole wisely playing it high, but is it too high? No, it's perfect. Foxy finding the finish and finding that lead.
They have so much more chemistry than England right now. They're always putting it around the side, not going for the straightforward option. No flair into the game. I mean, it's a good shot by Foxy, but it's not like he got a double flip reset. It's just standard, playing around the final defender, bait him in, and go. And that is what we were expecting out of Wales as well. And with 1.5 minutes still remaining, you can bet that England are going to try their darndest to make a return. Ramsey on the 50 off the crossbar, off the post, but they managed to get away with it.
They do indeed, and right now Wales trying to get away with the transition play, and it's not to be. Tadpole's awkward, but Foxy there to clean up, and it has felt like that. Tadpole, for me, has probably been the defensive MVP for Wales, but if he's not around, Foxy's there all over the pitch to just clean up the mess, just to be that stable second player in, whether it's on defense or offense, and sometimes, as you see, being the second player in's perfect because you find go-ahead goals, but Cash looking for an equalizer here, doesn't find it off the ceiling, and it is Foxy looking to play it away.
it's just so slow to go for a play like that. Since you go all the way up to the sky, they can just wait, but they're all going for the bumps now. Breezy stands still, and they still manage to hold on. Wales, what are their defensive capabilities right now? They managed to clear it away, perhaps even muster up a counterattack as Foxy is up alone against Hibs. Can't bump him out of the way.
20 seconds remaining, Hyperia. Chat, this is Wales looking for an upset early on in the tournament and looking to put themselves in prime position for that spot in the finals in Birmingham. Right now, Hibs trying his best to keep the pressure on. Don't know if he can. It's not going to be Foxy off the post and away, but he's keeping the ball away from England as well. EXO has to turn. Hibs bumped off it. Surely! And it is Wales who take the victory in spectacular fashion with the comeback from behind in the series all the way through to the decider.
They managed to bloody do it. Wales, they show up. They are not the favourites coming into this series. Well, you can bet your behinds that they are the favourites in this tournament. Now, England, they fail to show up, and they're going to have more trouble like that once they're actually on stage. But my goodness, Wales, they show how to play Rocket League as a team. Combine and accept pressure. Squeeze it up like a sponge and then expose it down the other end. It has been a brilliant show out of them.
It has indeed, and it is Wales taking that first win in the group, putting themselves at the top of it. I gotta say, England will be disappointed. They've come into this as firm favourites, a firm number 1 seed, at least in my eyes. And Wales have just upset that apple cart immediately in England's backyard, in their home territory as well. So what a performance from them. That's just hugely exciting to see, not just for Wales, but for the tournament as a whole. That, you know, it's not all preordained. There is competition to be had, and Wales at the forefront.
Absolutely. They've just stamped their name upon everybody's minds, and they're going to be they're going to have to be remembered by everybody. And maybe England came into it lackluster. I don't think they're going to do that ever again, or I don't think they wanted to take on Wales because they've just shown what they have got. But we do have another England versus Wales matchup, but that is going to be in the women's division. That will have a slight intermission, so make sure to stay tuned. Get some popcorn, get some drinks, get whatever you need for another banger of a series, because you just saw the Rocket League. You don't want to miss that again. But we'll see you back after the break.
across the line. Show me what's inside that soul, I'll let you feel mine. Come on, they said our mind and bodies intertwined. Come on over if you wanna have a good time. No more playing around when now's the time to cross the line. Show me what's inside that soul, I'll let you feel mine. Come on, they said our mind and bodies intertwined.
Wanna hold me like you used to, but I keep saying we're done. Guess this meant more to you than I thought. I needed you just for fun. Ooh, I kinda like it, this game you play of catch and release. Ooh, I wanna try it, to let you come on closer to me. So I say, my mama told me not to lie to you, but I think that I'm hopeless. My mama told me to play nice with you, but I just can't seem to focus. hard to explain it. My heart is racing, and I can't take it anymore. I just want you around me, kissing me softly. Our bodies taking control. When you look at me, it's hard to breathe. It's ecstasy. The way you feel me, I have no control. When you're touching me, it's hard to leave. It feels so free. It's an awakening. Just don't let go.
Try to walk away. You got my running, start to now's the time to cross the line. Show me what's inside that soul, I'll let you feel mine. Come on, they said our mind and bodies intertwined. Come on over if you wanna have a good time. No more playing around, but now's the time to cross the line. Show me what's inside that soul, I'll let you feel mine. Come on, they said our mind and bodies intertwined.
Wanna hold me like you used to, but I keep saying we're done. Guess this meant more to you than I thought. I needed you just for fun. Ooh, I kinda like it, this game you play of catch and release. Ooh, I wanna try it, to let you come on closer to me. So I say, my mama told me not to lie to you, but I think that I'm hopeless. My mama told me to play nice with you, but I just can't seem to focus.
questions. I let you stay on my mind, taking up all of my focus. Am I just wasting my time? I know it's too good to ignore it. Oh, nah, 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 no, I can't let this go. Oh, nah, 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 no, waiting on you like I need it. Oh, nah, 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 no, I can't take it slow. Oh, nah, 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 no, ain't no way to stop this feeling. Think I'll lose my mind, loving you from silence. Honey, on my mind, open ocean eyes. Nobody's gonna love you the way that I do. Honey, on my mind, wanna look at it come to life. Nobody's gonna love you the way that I do. First drink of water for days, sun coming out of the storm, and exhale my troubles away. Soon as you walk in the door, and you see who I am in full color, you understand like no other. I take a swim in your mind, find what's been missing in my life. Oh, nah, 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 no, I can't let this go. Oh, nah, 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 no, waiting on you like I need it. Oh, nah, 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 no, I can't take it slow. Oh, nah, 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 no, ain't no way to stop this feeling. Think I'll lose my mind, loving you from silence. Honey, on my mind, open ocean eyes. Nobody's gonna love you the way that I do. Honey, on my mind, wanna look at it come to life. Nobody's gonna love you the way that I do. I just wanna find, 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 I just wanna find somebody like you. I just wanna find somebody like you, somebody like you, somebody like you. I just wanna find somebody like you, somebody like you, somebody like you. Someone to belong, something to hold on to, find a heart that feels like home. I just wanna find somebody like you, somebody like you, somebody like you. I just wanna find, 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 I just wanna find.
this time the women's division. Muntz is still here with me.
Hello, that's me. My name's Muntz. I am here. Crimson scoring. It's 1-0.
And to preface this match a little bit, I think you have some more information about the exact rankings, and I'd like you to go over that at the very start.
I mean, I don't think we dive too deeply into exact ranks and whatnot. All I think we need to say is that unlike the previous game where we were looking at the definitive 1 and 2 seed in the tournament, England and Wales, this particular matchup I think is going to go a little bit differently. I don't think it's going to be as closely contested as the previous one. I do think, unfortunately, that Wales are the heavy underdogs. This English side is a monstrosity, a mechanical machine. All three players known for their mechanics and known for their aggressiveness on offense specifically. So it could get a little bit ugly, and the second goal goes in for England. Wales already on that back foot.
That's why it's going to be so tough for Wales here, because England are known. It doesn't even matter what they're known for. People know about them. And in the women's scene, getting a name for yourself is insane. Crimson, Takara, both of them have played in University Rocket League as well, on top of the women's scene already, and they're at the very forefront. Takari is a member of Endpoint. There's so much proficiency on that roster that Wales, they're really going to have to up it a notch to compete here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, all three players have played in the WCBC in their Premier Division, right at the pinnacle, as you said. And all three players capable of hanging with the best at just about any level. So this is going to be a very difficult task for Wales. And I think we can look at it as a test to see how they perform against the team that I think, honestly, in England will run away with this tournament. I think it's going to be incredibly difficult for any of these teams in the women's division to hang with England whatsoever. So at this point, it is about pride. It's about, hey, can we take a game from them? Can we score against them even? Can we make them sweat a little bit at least? And up to this point, the answer to all of those questions is no. But maybe we can put in a tentative yes later in the series.
I hope so. If there's nobody even scoring, oh my goodness. Against England, that is. I mean, England, they're going to score plenty. And I feel like the face of this matchup, I hate to be doing this at the very start of series, but it's, I mean, you can see it yourself. They're still fist bumping, but look how calm they are about it. It's like, yeah, it's another goal. Calm.
It is another goal. I would like, you know, at this point, I want to see something cool. You know, it's enough of the open net tap ins. I want to see some flair. Maybe someone needs to switch to the Dominus. We were talking about that, the Dominus as a lifestyle in the previous matchup. Maybe we see some of that in game number 2. But no, it is another tap into another open net. This time coming on the end of a demo. Crimson, the one, capitalizing on it. Crimson, the BS Plus player in the WCBC and in other competitions as well. Another one of those players just at the pinnacle of the women's scene and has been around for a long time, as you said, in the university scene as well, playing for Loughborough University in the English National League and also the European Rocket League competitions. We're going to see a 7th go in, and we have entered the 3rd minute of gameplay.
Yeah, it's a bit of a slaughterhouse here right now. I think 7-0 pretty much states that itself. And at this point, it kind of becomes a conversation of, well, what can they do? How can they start accumulating some of that pressure on the side of Wales?
Yeah. I mean, we talk about adaptations. There's only so many you can make when you are just playing players that are this mechanically dominant. As Crimson looks for a double touch off the corner. The demo's coming in just to make it even more difficult. So when you're getting exploded this much, we saw it with Wales and England. Wales managed to kind of outpace England with the team play. England were the more mechanical side there, but at some point, when you're this good all over the pitch, it's just going to be difficult to make any kind of adaptation against you. And I think England definitely in that class, just above at the moment, above just about any other team in the competition.
In terms of literally the professional competition itself already, like if you scratch the entirety of this tournament, you go look at another, they will still be nearing the top. They'll still be on top 3 teams. So even there, everybody's going to have a rough time competing, let alone when you have to get a squad together from a very specific region in a scene that is already underrepresented. So Wales, they're still a very solid squad. That's something that we can't forget because England are so good. Wales look worse, but realistically, they are still very high up in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, they've managed to stem the bleeding. Alana's given us the flex, the cheeky flex at the camera real quick. Love to see it. Spirits high in the English camp, as you would expect at this point. But it's going to be a struggle. Oh, a kickoff goal for good measure.
Yeah, I mean, double digits is on the horizon as well. And do you want to make a guesstimate how many goals they're going to score?
No.
Fair.
I don't want to.
Neither.
Don't
That's why I
put me in
asked
that position, Dan. I don't appreciate it. But I mean, chat, this is something for you maybe. Can we get some goal totals for the series? I'd love to see it. Actually, that's a great point. GC in the chat pointing out Takara actually using Stumpy's Alpha Boost. Stumpy you might recognize from the main RLCS broadcast. So a little bit of a cool thing there. It's pretty fun.
Connections.
So,
if you join Endpoint, you're going to have a grand old time. But
absolutely.
I can tell you who's not having a great time right now. Perhaps they are. I hope they are. We haven't seen Wales on the cameras just yet because, well, it feels pretty bad to concede a goal and then have the camera put on you. But, you know, I think coming into this, you always do have that satisfying thing of you don't expect to be pulling anything off, right? If you're Wales and you're coming in here against such a proficient squad, I don't really think anything's going to change. Pinch? Ooh.
No. We might see something from Crim. Looking for the in and out bump on the keeper as Crimson's going for something. Oh, it's just relentless right now. Takara going in and out, getting boost, and then coming straight back in to just slam that one towards the top of the net. And oh my goodness.
There's more strat going on how they fist bump than what they're doing on the pitch.
Yeah, for real. Like, all right, we gotta. I just
iron that out.
Yeah, I just watched the replay of that because I've got the stream up as well, so I can see it on a bit of a delay. And yeah, there was quite a lot of strategizing. They even completed the fist bump and then went in for a second one after a brief conversation. I'm here for it. I'm excited to see the next iteration of the England fist bump.
Oh yeah.
I'm excited to see game 2 if England will let us get there.
Oh yeah.
Wales at time have stemmed the bleeding. We saw a 90-second period in the middle where... Oh, yeah, no, that was a much mixed up. Yeah, that's fantastic. Bravo, England. Yeah.
I mean, she used to be a manager as well. She's managing those fist bumps. Great.
Yeah.
It's absolutely immaculate.
Managed Erasmus, as far as I'm... You coached Erasmus as well. Connections.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I'm coached.
All right, yeah, sure.
But yeah, she made sure all the scrims, and at the same time she was the substitute there, and that was a roster with very good players in there as well. But that's an entirely different competition. Even fist bump and the coach, they're having a grand old time on the side of England. Yeah, actually, for our producers' reference, next time if we could hang on the fist bump camera for just a little longer, since we're doing some deep dive analysis into that. I've just gotten confirmation that he has acknowledged the request, so that's fantastic. But look, fantastic is a way that you could describe this English side. Absolute dominance in game number 1. I lost count of the goals, but we're back to 0-0. Goals-wise, in the series, it's 1-0. Of course, this is a best of 5, so the first team to 3 game wins will take the win here in the group stage of the Commonwealth Esports Championships. But right now, Wales have just got to put that out of their mind and see if they can find a goal in game number 2. See if they can hold the goal tally of England to a little bit lower here in the next game. any progress is progress. It's about improving. It's about bettering yourself and seeing how viable of a chance it is to actually move into the same level that your opponents are. Right now, it's not about winning. I think we can be pretty apparent about that. At 12-0, you're not really going to come back from that. It is a devastating loss, but you do gain the experience. You are able to further that into competitiveness and thus, at a later point, come back for your revenge.
Absolutely. And look, it's at the end of the day, when you are coming up against a team of England's pedigree, and you are a team of Wales' stature, I think without any sort of disrespect, you can say, okay, maybe they're not going to be focusing on England. Beating England isn't their focus. It isn't going to be their goal. It's going to be using England to get some experience to come up against the other teams. Because let's not forget, this is at its core an athletics competition, which you get gold, silver, and bronze. We're not looking for first, second, and third. We're looking for medals out here, and getting on the podium is a huge honor in this kind of competition. Takara, just a cheeky double flip there. But goodness. Was it a double?
Monster.
One?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, there it is. No, it was the single. That's my bad. That's my bad. I was getting all caught up in the whole Commonwealth Games and the prestige of it. So Wales, I think, ultimately going to be looking for a podium finish rather than maybe, taking on England for that championship. And I think this is a great opportunity for them to just get a little bit of experience, feel what this kind of play feels like to go up against and try and come out better despite what looks to be an absolute battering.
I love what England are doing right now as well. They have asserted their dominance. They've looked you in the eyes and they've stared you down. 12-0 was the first one, and now they're starting to style. Now it's just, it's show more what we can do. Yeah, we can absolutely batter them, but we've got more there to boot. And then Alanis puts it in like that. Okay, I mean, about zero flair on it.
Yeah. Yep, zero flair. No dominus use here. Good effort on that save. I didn't see who it was diving off the backboard across the net, but almost making contact with it. And look, it's a minute gone, only 3 goals scored. We talked about some kind of progression, any progression being progress, and I got to say, Wales have done that. They've managed to hold out this rampant English side a little more often than not, although Crimson, not enough boost to get back to that, finds an angle, another touch regardless, but Wales having a chance to counterattack, taking a shot, forcing a save from Alanis.
And back into the centre, Crimson finds an opening but can't quite slot it in. Alanis with a second strike, and Wales, they're actually starting to pop off more on defence, being pushed back, and that is going to allow England to push up more, but that also is directly baiting them in. So Wales, they've got a strat going for them right now. As much a stretch as you have, England will be England.
England will be England. It's just so tough right now to deal with them. And again, I want to reiterate to everyone watching that it's going to be this tough for a lot of teams in this competition. This England side, it's pretty much making a super team in the women's scene. It's going to be so difficult for anyone involved. They're going to have another goal here, Alanis with the latest off the backboard. And now we're seeing fist bump fakes into the double pump. I'm here for it.
They've even got mechanics on that. It is ridiculous. They're styling. They're putting that extra bit of effort in, and it is kind of what they have to do. It's unfortunate, but because they are fighting for the recognizability of the scene, so all these women are at the very forefront of bringing more notoriety towards the scene, and they're doing a phenomenal job at it.
Absolutely. It's such a fantastic platform, is this Commonwealth Esports Championship. Having the open division and the women's division side by side, competing quite literally at times alongside one another throughout the week, and then again culminating in the on stage in Birmingham later in the week for the gold medal and the bronze medal matches. So I think it's such a fantastic initiative, and again, this is the first time that we're seeing this from the Commonwealth Games. It's the very first time that they've had esports championships alongside the athletics and the other sports. So yeah, just making strides forward, and again, seeing the women getting this opportunity up with the men, it's just so great to see.
And deserved. Most
Absolutely.
of all, incredibly deserved. They've been putting in the effort. And right now they're tapping off the brakes a little bit in terms of this game specifically. Wales have managed to put some bandages on. Alalis wants to tear it right open, though. It's a little bit too wide. Almost an own goal. My goodness, that is frightening with Takara. Absolutely no mechs on her.
No mechs at all. Oh, goodness. The same Takara that we're wondering if she hit a single or a double flip reset earlier. No mechs. None at all.
Yeah, no mechs. No mechs.
It's Crimson going for the spicy stuff off the ceiling. Scry, though, shutting Crimson down. Honestly, even challenges like that will feel good. When you are playing against a team that... And I'm not going to mince words here. When you know a team is better, like England, honestly, they're just better at this point. Just getting the challenges, just holding up the plays, just denying the cool-looking goals, that is something to kind of take as a win. If you are these Welsh players, just the ability to inhibit what England want to do is something to take from this game. And I think at some point that's what they need to continue to focus on, because it can get devastating when you are this far behind and just getting styled on at times. You've got to take the micro wins where you can take them. Otherwise, your mental's going to be shot for the next matchups.
Exactly. You also don't want to slow down if you're England.
Absolutely.
Like, okay, Wales, they're taking little victories, but if England starts slowing down, and I think we've all had it where we play casual for a little bit, waiting for somebody or whatever, and then you get into a ranked game, all of a sudden it's heaps different. You're not as focused anymore. You're struggling to compete because you're in that casual mindset. So it's smart for England to continue pressing like this and keeping the pedal to the metal and bringing the game to them 9-0.
I mean, we've even seen it throughout the RLCS in those splits where we had Swiss stages. That the games coming really quick without much break between them, and a team will have a very easy sweep. And then they come up against a team that's been in a really tight 5-game battle. And often, the team that's been in that tight 5-game battle will start a lot quicker than the team that swept. Even though you would expect, this team that swept, they've come in playing really well. And it's like, yeah, they have, but they haven't really had to play at top speed and really, compete to the best of their ability to get that win. So they might start a little slower. So England definitely going to have to be careful with the complacency into the next matchups. And Wales, they're on target to beat the goals against record. So, again, inhibiting, just making those baby steps as England try to, I think it was 13 goals in their last game, try to surpass that.
I think it was 12, wasn't it?
12, 13? Same thing at that point.
Might be a 0
I'm not a mathematician. You don't have to. Thanks for pointing it out.
You're not a mathematician.
I've just done the calculations. It was indeed 12.
Oh, yeah. The calculation of 1 + 1 + 1 + 1.
Yeah. It's a lot of pluses.
True. Yeah. Like, anything can go wrong. Maybe there's one in brackets and that gets confusing.
Oh, double thumbs up fist bump, by the way. Just wanted to point that out. Starting to chain together the fist bump mechanics.
I'm in free play with that.
Oh, sneaky own goal. All right. Okay. Maybe not out of the realms of possibility yet, the 13 goals to beat the 12 goals of the previous game. Go on, chat. One's in the chat if you think we're going to surpass 12 goals. 2 if we don't. You've got 11 seconds.
Yeah, you got to be quick. 11-0 at 11 seconds. That is quite poetic. But we might get past it with a Wales goal. Come on. Up the Wales.
Up the Wales. Well,
yeah. Oh.
They can't surpass it.
Oh. It happens.
Game 2 in the book, in the bank. I mean, it's over. Game 3 up next, looking like a sweep. So for Wales again, going to have to take the focus off winning games and try to take the positives where you can. Prepare yourself for the rest of the tournament. And try to take some momentum out of it. Dan, it's so difficult at this point when everything is just going against you. It's so hard to bounce back with positivity.
Yeah, I feel like at this point you've abandoned the ship. You've abandoned the ship of positivity. You're continuing about your merry way and trying to get that elusive goal, right? it turns into a moment of having fun, and I do think it's easier to distance yourself from try-harding when you're just absolutely getting battered. It's just like, okay, well, we know what the outcome is going to be. It's evident. We're just going to play our best and see what we can do. Maybe go for some decent shots. But England in the women's division, they're on top. On the men's, they're still struggling. But my goodness, they've been putting in the work here.
And actually, that's a great little segue. We can quickly talk about the men's side of things. As Hypheria alluded to, the men taking a loss to Wales. The English men taking a loss to Wales. Wales coming from behind at one point on match point were England. And Wales winning 2 in a row to come back and clinch it in the decider. So plenty of things for Wales to be proud of on this particular stream, and I think honestly can still be proud of this women's side despite the battering that they're taking, that they are there competing and representing and maybe saving this. Yeah, big save away. Alana's
Wales?
denied.
Oh.
Not quite.
That's
quite.
what I'm rooting for.
Absolutely.
I'm rooting for a Wales goal right now. I'm sorry for all the England fans, but come on, you gotta give them a goal. I know England to be a very generous country, so give something away.
I don't want the generosity. I want it to be earned.
Oh yeah, but like, I feel like they will start messing about.
The save was coming in.
Apparently.
Yeah. Look, no. If Wales take a goal, they will have done that. They will have arrested it from the cold-hearted, merciless English hands, and they've earned it for themselves. And I think if Wales do score, I think that's something to be proud of. Look, I think Scotland, who could be argued a number 2 seed in the tournament, only managed a goal a game against this English side. I think it was Geordie's in the chat will be well versed with the way that series went. But look, it's rough out there. Like I said, for any team going up against what is basically a WCBC super team in this English side. So, yeah, at this point, taking a goal from them would be a massive achievement.
Honest. Let's accumulate one for themselves. Takara even faking it out. That's dirty, but no goal out of it. And Wills, not actually incredibly proficient on the defense right now, managing to hold close.
Kenwin with a chance. I thought for a moment was picking up boost with clinicality, but wasn't able to use it. The counter-attack comes in. All right, we're starting to see the fist bump slow down, back into the basic one and done. Would like to see a little bit more creativity there, if I'm completely honest. But I guess we'll have to wait and see if there's a third goal. But hey, 2 goals in the opening 90 seconds. Wales starting to put the foot down on defense.
It's just about getting England to overcommit, but they have been so reluctant to do so, to commit and go for those crazy type goals where we just kind of dive in and see what happens. They really do not want to give an inch to Wales, and when so much is on the line, absolutely don't give anything to your opposition, even though you're still pretty secured. It's more a general thing about further competitions instead of right now, right? You always want to keep on trying, even when you're winning by this much.
And honestly, I think if say Wales, even if England take their foot off the gas, right, and Wales hold them to 6 goals, 7, 8 goals, they can look at that game number 3 and be like, hey, we didn't concede 11 or 12 goals. We looked better on defense. We stopped them doing whatever they wanted with the ball at whenever they wanted. And we managed to at least improve in that capacity. And I think being able, okay, we talked about those micro positives and being able to take them from a game like this. I think it's so important. Oh, just taking a little technical break. Big transition back in, and we'll see what's happening.
The big reveal?
The big reveal. It do be us. Right now, we are told the feed is just on a break screen, unfortunately, and so we can, I guess we can get the flexes out. Maybe we can work on our fist bump game. I feel you. So start.
Yeah.
So there.
Yeah.
So wait. There is where it is. Okay.
Yeah.
So we gotta. Whoa! All right, can we get another transition out of this? I'm starting to feel threatened.
Come on, mate. I'm like England. You're Wales right now, mate.
Hey, we can't.
Can't what?
We just can't. And look, it's rough out here. It's rough out here.
Yeah.
I'm here for the Wales reverse sweep
Yeah.
after the technical difficulties. Forfeit from
1v3.
England. 1v3. Goodness.
How? You reckon they'd win a 2v3, England?
I don't want to get into these kind of discussions. I think it's rough. It's rough. It's rough. And guys, we're not getting any word on the current status. But I mean, okay, what was the score? Was it 3? Was 3-0?
Yeah.
Give us your predictions, chat. Give us your score predictions.
Yeah, do it right now.
I want to know what the end game score is for game number 3. And I want to hear it from the experts that are the chat.
Up to Takara, and I think Wales would have a chance. I think that's very fair. Takara has been that. I mean, like, even though that's very fair, she's been the most mechanical out there. It's not necessarily because Crimson, they've actually been playing smart. Like Crimson and Alanis, they're the ones sitting back to allow Takara to do whatever she bloody wants, and she takes it as well.
Crimson was going for some stuff as well. I like the 7-1. I like the positivity. We're getting 2 goals in here for Wales. Okay. That's huge. That's huge. I'm here for that. I'm gonna predict Wales with the goal as well. It won't. With a goal. I don't. It's gonna be rough because if it does happen, it doesn't seem like it's going to have been on broadcast. But, an historic moment it would be.
Just adding one on right now to make sure you're correct, but they always have that counter-attack. They've always got that opportunity. That being said, as I just mentioned, it is being kept up pretty tight at the back for England. They are not overcommitting, they're not extending, and they're not triple committing the entire time, because why the heck not?
Not the entire time, and I think a lot of it is mechanical ability. Being able to recover as quickly, keep your momentum, and get back. It's a struggle for anyone trying to counterattack against that kind of finesse, I guess. I like the 7-1 as well. That was the scoreline in Game 3 of the Scotland matchup with England, I do believe. Just a cheeky little Brazil, which is nice. So right now, guys, just another update. We are hoping that we make it back, but we haven't received any update from the venue, which is where we're getting our feed from. So don't blame us, blame the venue. I'm allowed to say that because I'm not working for them yet, but hey, I guess I can let me just chill for a little bit. Make sure you tune in to the Commonwealth Esports Championship on the weekend, because I will be there in Birmingham. I will be there in person casting it. It's going to be a great time. I won't have to worry about any of these difficulties when it comes to feed, because I'll be able to watch it with my very own eyes. But it's going to be great. That's my story.
Okay. I think... Wait. I'm confused.
This is Dan's concentration face.
I am... Oh, yeah. I'm trying to look at... So, I see 3 results here.
All right.
But the first one... Oh, I think... Yep, I know... Wait, we're going back.
We're going back in.
It doesn't even matter. There's nothing been uploaded to Bolchasing. Oh, my goodness. Well, we didn't need to see this.
No.
My goodness, England.
Thank you, production. Appreciate it. Could have just, let us speculate about Wales scoring a few goals and holding England to 6 goals. Yeah, let us dream. We could have just put this one to sleep. Just, oh no, technical difficulties all the way to the end, guys. We'll never see the end of that match. It could have been any score. It could have been 3-3 into overtime, and then Wales win it, and then England win the next game. But technical difficulties, we just never see it. Oh, this is rough.
11-0 with 22 seconds remaining. It's still possible.
All right, updated scoreline prediction, chat. Quick, hit us with it. You got 15 seconds. You've really got like 5 seconds, or else it's kind of a little bit.
Oh,
that was close.
Come on, Wales. Get that final counter attack. Allow.
That was a chance.
Kick of goal then. Easy.
Dennis is wrong. Allow it. Allow it,
fam. Are you proficient with British slang?
No.
Good.
And I'm not willing to try it out in case I say something offensive as well.
Oh, that was a perfect opportunity. If it wasn't 0 seconds, that would have been a goal.
Yep, absolutely. A few more seconds on the clock there. Wales would have mounted a comeback. And that looks like it. Well, I mean, that is it. Get our first glimpse at the Welsh team. Of course, the camera's only focusing on the teams that score goals. So we didn't get a look into the Welsh camp. But good to see the ladies looking upbeat despite the battering that they just received. I'm hoping they can find a little bit more luck in the remaining fixtures. Although, if I take a quick look at the bracket, I'm trying to figure out. They do indeed. They will match up against Scotland tomorrow. I'm not sure on the broadcast status of that particular matchup. I know I won't be here because I'll be traveling. Did I mention that I'm casting the finals, Hyperia, in Birmingham? Yeah, I'll be traveling there. But I'm sure that there'll be something, somewhere that you'll be able to watch that. And I think that's going to be a great matchup to watch. Might well decide the fourth team to make the final days of the competition. Meanwhile, England just going to skyrocket to the top of Group A with their 6-0 game differential, 2 Series 1. Wales currently on 1-1, and Scotland on 0-1 alongside Kenya at the bottom of Group A. Group B has Canada on 2-0. Australia 1-1, and Ghana at the bottom on 0-2. Only 3 teams in Group B. Ghana actually, I think, forfeited their matchup. So Canada and Australia fighting it out for 1 and 2.
They're duking it out, and there's so much more action going on tomorrow. And just make sure you keep up to date with all the socials to see all those matches. Go to the Liquipedia. You don't want to miss it. England, they're looking insane, but there's a men's division. There's more women's games where it won't be as one-sided. So make sure to stay tuned. We literally almost had a reverse sweep in the other side of the group. So make sure that you are ready for it. Get settled in. But unfortunately, that is going to be it for us here today. And we'll see you next time around. See you on the flip side.
We'll be right back.